This is the aftermath of war, death and destruction. Nothing left behind. Nothing left to enjoy. All that matters are the man and woman stands beside you. People talk of peace. I forgot what peace feels like. All that I care are the man and woman who stands beside me. So while you are tucked in your bed, warm, loved, living in peace, don't forget us across the galaxy who sacrifice our lives so you can have that warmth in your bed and that love. Because in the end, wherever there's peace in this universe, in this galaxy, it is where you will find us. Because we protect that peace.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the tutorial. Alright, many of you have seen part 1. Thank you so much for having watched part 1. This is part 2. So I already did all my introduction in part 1, so there's no need for me to do my introduction here. We're just gonna jump right into the tutorial so that we can get this started. So the last time we left it as it was just like this. We had completed the whole entire ship and we were just moving on to add a few more gribbles to the ship, and also starting to work on the 3 weapons and to put some materials on the ship. So hopefully this tutorial should be much shorter than the first one. Once again guys, I apologize if the first one was very long, but just to get us here, that's what it needed, an hour and a half of just getting us here. But now hopefully this will be much faster. Okay, that being said, let's get to it. So what we're gonna do is we're going to create a few more gribbles. So let's go ahead and minimize these. We're gonna go back to here. We're gonna create a new folder. We're gonna call this one Gribble 3. Just like that. There we go. Let's zoom out here. So what I want to do is we're gonna add maybe some gribble here, and we'll probably put some main components right there. And we're gonna put a main component down here and maybe some gribbles down here. But first, let's create that new gribble that I was talking about. So we're gonna grab this right here. Let's move it up. Click this, click shift and rotate. There you go. Click back here. And we're gonna bring it here. Okay, so let's just go ahead and shrink this. So go to your scale. It's about right. Click here to zoom right in. Back up a little bit. Let's elongate this. We're gonna make it much longer. There you go. Oops. Okay. And what we're gonna do is we're going to make it smaller in size. But if you use the scale, what the scale would have done is just shrink it again, and that would have wasted a whole lot of time. So just go this way, slap that down like this, move this up. Of course it might be shorter, but for now it's okay. And what we want to do is we want to click here again and just click here. Sorry, I was thinking if that's what I want to do or not, but we're just gonna do this. I was thinking about it because when you put materials on things, if you want things to be the same, then you just duplicate it. But if you don't want it to be the same, then you create a new mesh. And so for this, we'll just create a new mesh. It's okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and click here. Bring it over here. Try to match it as best as possible. Click this, and we're just gonna, there you go, just like that. Now we'll just bring it down, and let's just click here to make sure it's, oh, perfect. I didn't think it was gonna be falling perfectly, but it did. Okay, so we're gonna go like this, and it's up to you if you want to make it longer or not, but I think this size is perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this and just move it back. And once again, guys, I'm not trying to make this perfect. I just want to give you guys a vision of what it will look like, so you yourselves can make it perfect. There we go. There we go. All right, now is this too big or too long? It's up to you guys. It could be, but it's okay. All right, so what we want to do is we're gonna create a new folder within GOPRO 3 folder, and we're just gonna call that GOPRO 1. And let's just grab all of them, throw it in here. Now this is right here. It could be a pain if you don't move it right now. So we're gonna do that right now, and we're gonna move this up a little bit, align it properly. There you go. Click this again to lock it. Okay, so we're gonna grab a component and we're gonna put maybe 2 enormous component here, and that will be to hold our missiles, or you can put them here too. It's really up to you guys. Okay. All right, so let's put the GOPROs aside. Let's go down to front. Just want to grab my main component here. This is right there. Double click. I'm going to bring this to the rear, maybe in the rear. Let's, yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna make this. Oh, I already have some main components. Okay, that's cool. Let's make that 3. Let's move this up. Okay, so I'm gonna grab these here, and I'm actually gonna shift it a little bit more that way. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's what we want. I mean, look at that. This ship is really taking shape. It looks so much better. It looks way better than the first one I created, guys. So even right now, I'm getting excited just remaking this ship and making it look so much better. So that's the excitement you need to have when you're creating all these things, you know. Second time around, it's always gonna look better, man. Oh man, that looks so cool. Just so awesome. And yeah, I'm so happy. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do something else that looks pretty cool. Just watch. we're gonna go ahead and create kind of like some wings here on the back here. So let's just see what it looks like. So let's go to rear top components. That's the top, and I just want to see, okay, which one are you? That. Let's try that one for fun. So we're just going to duplicate that one, but we're gonna call it, oops, there. We're gonna call it 4A, and what we want to do is we're just gonna bring it up, and what I want to do is I want to shrink it like this, and we're gonna make it longer, and we just want to see what it looks like. I mean, is it gonna look cool, or is it not gonna look cool? Is it gonna look weird? See, like this it didn't look cool, but if you take it down like this, it actually looks pretty cool. It really looks cool. Okay, cool. So we'll do that to the top one, we'll do that to the bottom one, we'll do that to the end corner too. Nice. And what we're pretty much doing is adding more gribble to the ship to make it look more fierce and make it look cooler. Okay, so I did say I wanted to put a component right here, so I'm going to do that right now. So let's click rear. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to throw it on the ship bay. I'm going to just call this 1. And I'm gonna bring it down. I'm gonna pivot it just like that. That's too much. There you go. Let's go in and just make it longer. Just click here so we're not struggling here. Very cool. Bring it down here just like that. How does it look? Yep, okay, that's gonna work. So click here again so you can just have my focus. Remember, when you're in the bottom, right goes left, left goes right, so you're gonna get confused. I always do all the time, unless if you play video games and you like that style, then you'll be just fine. But then when you do the regular way, that's when you get confused. All right, so I actually want a little bit more out and more forward, a bit more. There you go. That's so much better. Cool. All right, look at that. See, it makes it look like it's well shielded. You know, this is a warship. It needs to be super well shielded. So you guys can do the same thing and add more gribbles here. You know, you can add the component here and there and there and here, and give it that illusion of it being super well shielded, and it gives the ship, it gives a character, which is totally cool, guys. Totally cool. All right, so you know what I want to do is I want to bring this here and I want to put it right there. Okay, so let's close that. We're gonna go back to our rear here, and we're just gonna steal this one, and we are going to bring it to our rear, actually our front there, and I'm just gonna call this 6 because it's kind of a new one. All right, let's bring it up here like that. And let's go like this. Close enough. We don't need to get crazy. Let's zoom in so we see what we're doing. Actually, that that looks pretty cool. If it's like cut like that, that looks really cool. But it's gonna cut into what we our gribbles here. And if you're okay with that, then it's totally cool. But it just means we need to fix our gribble. So let's just go like this. That's what it looks like. Or if we just want to keep it like that instead, right? So let's make it look looks pretty mean. That's what we want. But I'm going to make that shorter and longer because I want it to kind of go up to there. So bring it back a little bit, bring it up, boom, just like that. Pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and duplicate that, and we'll call that 7. Let's move it over here. Okay, I mean, it's official. This shit looks totally better than the one I created. But it's okay, guys. I'm actually enjoying going back and making it look meaner. These looks like 2 enormous knives ready to cut things out. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. Question is, do we want to put some gribbles right here? And I say, what do you think? What do you think? Yeah, we're gonna bring these and we're gonna stack some here, right there. And we're also gonna do the same thing for right there. So let's go to our gribble sections. Okay, so let's zoom out really quick just to see what we got. And we got enough gribbles where we want. Or you know where it'd be cool to have gribbles too? Right up here, right down there. So let's go and do that right now. Okay, let's move on to weapons. Let's create a new folder. EASP? EASP? What is EASP? Weapons. There we go. So for weapons, we want to create 1 turret, 1 missile, and the big gun. So we'll call this turret. And the ones that I created were like very technical, but for this, guys, I'm just gonna make it very quick so that you guys know exactly what it's gonna look like, and we'll just call it good. So let's go ahead and use a component. We're gonna create it straight out of our component. So let's just use anything here. Let's see. Let's go back to center. I know we have some components in here. There we go. Duplicate it, bring it to the turret. Let's close this. I'm just gonna call that 1 right away. is. And for right now, let's just go ahead and move this here. What did you go? I want you to move here. Oh, never mind, it is. And we're gonna see, because I just want to be able for it to see just to see it by itself instead of seeing the whole entire ship, because it's too confusing when that happens. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up, I'm gonna click here, I'm gonna bring this here, I'm gonna go like that. There you go. I'm gonna click this just like that. Zoom in. Okay. However you guys want to create your turrets, totally up to you guys, okay? I'm just doing it this way so that I don't have to recreate anything out of the blue, and just make it easy for the sake of the tutorial. There you go. And then we're just gonna put 2 things in here, but to make it look cooler, this is what we're also gonna do. So I'm gonna go back to this one. I'm gonna go like this. I'm going to make it go up, make it go longer, and there you go. You see what we did right there? Kind of cool, right? So we're just giving it depth, and it makes it look so much cooler. So we'll use this for the first barrel, and we'll use it for the second barrel, and we'll have to do the same thing for that side as well. Or we can just duplicate this and flip it around, which is I think what I'm going to do. It'll be easier to do it that way. So I'm actually just gonna call that 3 and duplicate it, move it over here just like that, and duplicate it, flip it around, and move it down. So just trying to match that. Okay, it's really tiny, so beep. Just like that, guys. We'll call that 4. Made a mistake. 4 and 5. Okay, let's go and duplicate that right now. Let's move it over here, trying to match it as best as possible. Remember guys, mine is not gonna look perfect, yours is. Let's make that 6. Cool. Keep it that simple, guys. We're not gonna get too crazy. Alright, so we're gonna create a folder, and we're gonna call this body. And we're gonna put these components into the body folder so we know exactly where things are. Now we're gonna create another folder and call this barrels. Yes, I do click very loud on my keyboard, and I'm okay with that. Oh, hello. Got crazy on us. Alright, that's okay. So this will always happen if you threw whatever mesh into a folder that you had already formed or deformed. So you can either refix it like this, or you can say, you know what, that was a mistake and I'm just gonna try something else. But for me right now, sake of the tutorial, I'm just gonna go this way. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Bring it down. And once it's here, that's when I can actually see. Oh, this was still on. That's why I was wondering what was going on. I mean, it looks cool. Ambient occlusion looks really cool, guys. It gives it that reality that you want. Okay, do we want to make this bigger? Sure, why not? There you go. We're gonna make it like this. You know what? I might even go a little bit bigger. Let's go 18. 18 looks cool. Alright, then let's duplicate that. Let's move it here. And we're gonna make this 15. See? Kind of cool, right? I'm gonna go 14. So much better. Okay. Let's make this just a tiny bit longer. There we go. Okay, then let's go and duplicate that again. And let's make that 20. But we're gonna shrink it and move it right there, just like that. Oh, you know what? That's not gonna work. We're gonna need to use this one instead. Oh my goodness, it went crazy just like the other one. That's fine. We'll fix it when we bring it back down. Okay, let's go like this. Okay, we're just gonna shrink it now, so let's get to it. Zoom in so we know what we're doing. Okay, it's obvious that I need to fix that. There you go, it looks more circular. Bring it like this. Okay, let's shrink it some more. And I would say we can, yeah, that looks better like that. Make that longer. Okay, I say we go 20. Boom, so much better. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's barrel. Let's open that up. Let's create a new folder. We'll call that barrel 1. Let's move these 3 in here. We'll duplicate the folder. Call that barrel 2. Okay, my thing is here. What I want to do is I want to bring it back. Oh, it's way up there. Let's bring it here, move it up. Right there, actually. Cool. Let's lock it. Boom. There we go. Alright, looks pretty cool. Okay, we're just gonna create that bottom piece right here. Create a new folder. We'll call that bottom part. Let's go here. Once again, I'm not gonna get crazy. You guys go ahead and get crazy. I'm just trying to zoom through this as fast as I can. Alright, I'm gonna make this smaller. So let's go ahead and do that. Still looks like an oval shape, so there you go. So we are actually going to shrink this. So it's like this. And then we'll bring it down. And then I'm going to duplicate that. Then I'm going to make that 73. Move it up. Up from where I was, but down. Actually, let's make that 70. Yeah, much better. And then we're going to duplicate the first one. Move it on top. Go like this, but this time we're gonna make that. Let's make that 100. There you go. Okay, very simple, not getting too crazy. Okay, we're keeping it very, I'm keeping it very simple, but you guys can go crazy. So that's turrets. That takes care of that. Let's exit out. Now let's create a new folder. Let's put this one here. And we're going to create the missiles. So for the missiles, I'm going to start with this. Just like that. Okay, I'm gonna bring some components here. You see, we've used the main component a lot, and that's what I was trying to tell you guys. You know, once you create one component, that's pretty much what you're gonna be using quite a bit. So you just have to decide which one is your component in your spaceship. And don't worry about the size, guys, because once it's in a folder, you can scale them in or scale them out, so it doesn't matter. We just want to create something right now. I have a feeling this tutorial is going to go about the same amount of time as the other one, which was about an hour and a half. So I'm trying to move as fast as I can, guys. I apologize if I just can't seem to keep this tutorial short. Alright, that's fine if it's not perfect. Okay. Let's bring this down. We're gonna flip it. All right. Okay, that was my mistake. Time for guessing. Alright, let's delete this one. Here we go. And as you're probably guessing, yep, the missiles are going to be down there. Let's duplicate that. We'll move it up like this. I'm going to flip. Oh, I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? There you go. Let's move that up. Right, it's just going to that's gonna look like. Looks weird. Let's go right like that. There we go. Duplicate. Let's move over here. And flip it. Yeah, that looks better. Go back to this one and should bring that in. There you go. Call that 3. 4. There you go. Now what we want to do is we're just going to put some tubes in there. So let's go and create a new folder in here, and we'll call that body. And we're just gonna throw all these in the body, call that, and we're gonna rename this missile launcher. Not launcher, but launcher. There we go. Now we're gonna call these barrels. There we go. That's what we want. Let's bring this out. Yep, okay. It's still crazy. It's okay. We did crazy. Let's put this. Now we can see. There you go. Alright, so we want to shrink that. And actually want to go on an inner radius. And that's it. Okay, so let's see if we can fit 2. We might not. We might. Let's make this longer. I actually want this to be on the inside. So this will be a guinea pig here, so okay, so let's double that. Bring it down. Oh yeah, we can do so much better. So let's make that 24. Oh yeah, let's make that like 28. No, 28 is no bueno. 26. Okay. Bring that down. Oh yeah, so much better. And we're gonna go back up and just fix that a tiny bit. There you go. And we're gonna bring 2 and bring them more on the inside. There, that looks better. Okay, so now it's just duplication time. Put 2 right there. All right. Oops. Let's move this one over here. Let's see what we can do here. Obviously, we can only fit that right there. So let's grab these. Let's grab all of them now. And let's just move them around so they kind of fit. Okay, that's close enough. Okay. Oh, look at that. That was a mistake, huh? Alright, to fix that, no problem. Because we don't have time to go back and make them all short. Well, actually, we could. Let's go here and no mistake. I knew it. I knew it. So we'll just go to the body and the box. We're gonna bring the box back. And whoa, what I'll do? Let's make the box higher and longer. And that's how we just fixed that mistake. There you go, and it actually made it look cooler. So, all right, bottom piece, same thing. Bottom piece. Same thing we did earlier. Is this? Oh, yep, and it's still going insane on us. Okay, so I'm gonna make this maybe. Let's go 165. Shrink it. Throw it down. Not hitting, good. Duplicate. 140. Bring it out. Okay. Let's make this one longer. There you go. Duplicate the first one, move it down. Now we're gonna make this one 180. Heck, 200. Nope. 190. Much better. Alright, that takes care of our missiles. And in there, if you guys want, you can just put your own missiles in there, okay? But for the sake of the tutorial, we're not gonna do that. Okay, that's the missile launchers. Let's fill out a turret. Missile launcher. Now we need our big gun. Let's call that big gun. So for the big gun, we're gonna go ahead and use main component. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. Let's throw it in here. Let's close this, and that's all we want. So the big gun is, gonna look very similar to our other gun, but just want to keep it easy like this. And you guys can get as creative as you want with the big gun, okay? It's you guys' ship, so you do what you want with it. I just want to give you an overview of what it could look like, so you kind of have an idea on how to do this. But I know for a fact that you already have an idea how to do this, because by just watching how I created it, now you're like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I'll do it this way for my gun, which is totally okay. Okay, let's move this down. Alright, something went crazy on us for a second. Whoa, that's weird. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna delete that and reduplicate it. I'm gonna bring that down. I'm gonna flip it properly. And bring it up. I'm still doing the same thing. It's so weird. It's okay. We're going through a weird phase right now. If it's gonna be this difficult, I'm just gonna keep it open like that. Call that 2. Duplicate. Call that 3. Move it over. I think I know why it's doing that, but it's okay. We don't have time to try to fix it. We gotta get this tutorial going. Four. I'm gonna go and flip it. Let's bring a little bit more out. Okay. And what we can do is inbox. Just going to go like that. Let's bring the box back. That looks cool. Alright, let's go back to component 1. Let's duplicate that. We're going to play with it for a little bit. Let's go ahead and make this up. Just like that. So the big thing is going to be right there. Forward. I should just go all the way back. Yeah, because we want to give it that cool look from the back. There it is. Alright, so we'll call that 5. We'll move it up here. I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to bring it down. It's obvious it's not going to look perfect, but I'm okay with that. This is up, so up like that. There you go. How far does this stick out? Okay, that's about right. Okay, let's call that 6. Okay. Create a new folder, call that body. Let's move all these into the body folder. Let's create a new folder and we'll call that barrel. And you guys can get as creative as you want for this. I think I'm just going to use a component. So I'm going to use this first. I'm going to bring this out. Like that. Make this long like this. Okay, I want to make sure it goes all the way in. And then we're going to duplicate that and we're going to make it small in size. It's at 600 something, which is totally weird. And go like this. Okay, just like that. Then inside of the barrel, we're going to use the components that we used earlier. Duplicate that, throw that in there. We'll just call it 1. Enter. Smooth that up. Boom, just like that. And let's flip this. I haven't named anything yet because I just want to move this along. Split that over. Okay, let's go and name all these really quick. 2, 3, 4. All right. Looks good so far. And I'm thinking that might be even too long, so let's grab these here and just bring it. I was like, why is it not moving? Because I didn't grab them. Yeah, see, it looks so much cooler like that. And let's just go and close that gap too. It just looks strange. So we'll go back to the body, and we'll just bring that in. Just bring that up like that, and let's just go like this, go like that, go like this, go like that, and go like this. And let's just bring that in, move it up, and just move it like that. Oh, that's pretty cool actually. Alright, and we're just gonna close it. And I'll go even further. There you go. You know what? Let's make it go all the way to the other side. Cool. That looks pretty cool actually. Alright. Let's now create the bottom part. Alright, same thing we did earlier. Let's make that about that size. There we go. It's pretty good. Shrink it. Just keep it like that, because remember on the ship there's already another piece, so we'll just use that just like this and see how it's gonna look on the ship when we put it together. Okay, that takes care of the big gun. So we have the turret, missile, big gun. Alright, let's move these three back in here, and they're gonna look as big as the ship. Don't worry guys. Alright, don't freak out. We can shrink them out. There's the big gun. Let's just go and shrink it right now. Zoom into it. And I can start to see my computer lag already. And remember guys, I have a pretty powerful computer and it's still lagging. Once again, it's because we have a whole bunch of mesh on top of meshes on top of meshes, and that's crazy. So I'll say 18. what, let's see, you know what, let's say 15. All right, that looks more like it. Just like that. Put it right there. Okay, missiles. I'm gonna create a folder, say missiles 1. And I'm gonna put all these pieces in here. I'm gonna shrink that. And bring this down here. I'm gonna take my turret out for a few minutes. Put this right here just like that. And move this back a tiny, well, not a tiny bit, quite a bit actually. Okay, I think it's about the right size, or let me see. What do you think? Yeah, it's about the right size. I'm gonna copy and just bring over here. There we go. And call that 2. Call that 3. There you go. Pretty cool, huh? Let's go and click OK so that we can save it. Okay, and this ship looks so much better than what I created. So I am super excited. Oh my gosh, look at that. Doesn't that look cool? This looks super awesome, guys. Super cool. Wow, super cool. Okay, let's go back in there because I already saved it. Turret. Let's bring it back to life. And these are enormous turrets, but we don't want that. So let's, same thing. I'm going to cruise, say turret 1. And for the sake of the tutorial, I'm not gonna put them everywhere like the other ship. I'm just gonna put them here and there, so, and I'll leave that for you guys to decide where you want things to go. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, that's perfect. So good. I'll just put one right here right away. One right there. Just like that. Sounds good. Then I'll bring another one to the other side. So one thing that I figured out that you should do is as soon as you put something on one side, you put it on the opposite side right away. Because if you don't do that, trust me when I say this, it is going to be very painful later. Okay, let's go ahead and go back into After Effects. Alright, here they are, all popped up. I want to save really quick and let's do a full look around. Man, this shit looks so cool, guys. If I saw this coming to me, I know I'm dead. Might as well go into warp and hope that we don't run into them again. Alright, isn't that cool? This is so cool looking, guys. Alright, so I knew that I wanted to put some materials on this, but you know, we are at about an hour and 20 minutes. If I put materials on this, we're gonna go over. But I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet. Okay guys, so I just decided to bite the bullet and just go ahead and put materials on our ship right away. Hopefully it's not gonna go over an hour and 40 minutes, but if it does, I sincerely apologize. I just want to get this done, so part 3 is just us focusing on creating the scenes. Remember, in part 1, I did tell you guys that because we are duplicating meshes over meshes over meshes, we are going to easily put materials on this, because once you put it on one, it automatically puts it on all the other ones. But we also need to make this very clear that the best way to put materials on any kind of mesh, the honest truth is to do a UV unwrapping and then just paint brush over the map so that you can specifically be detailed in how you want each corner or each specific sections to look like, and that's the best way to do it. But because Element 3D can't do that just yet, we are going to do this the old-fashioned way, and by just putting material on top of mesh. Okay, that being said, what I want to do is focus right away on our front components. We're gonna go to 1 and we're gonna put materials on it. The materials are on the link that you guys can download for free. I found those online and on Pinterest, so they're free for us to use, and we're gonna use those to put it on our ship. Also, I put some bumps on it so that it'll give the pictures more depth. All those are for free. Please click on the link, download those first, and then come back to me here. Okay, let's keep going. Alright, mines are located on my D drive under tutorial, and it's right here. And these are 4K files, okay? These are 564 by 564, but I upscale them to be 4K and they look pretty good. So these will be extremely high quality files, okay? So we're gonna click on picture 1 for our first material, and boom, look at that. Just like that, everything is, now you see what I'm talking about, okay? But the one thing I don't always like is, you know, you have kind of like that mirror looking effect where things just reflect off of it too well, and I don't like that. So I'm going to take this down to the glossiness to 50, and I'm going to take the multiplier environment to about 80. Now maybe I'll even go down to something lower and 70. There you go. That fixes it for us. But if you guys like that shiny look, feel free to just crank that back up, you know. In fact, I'm gonna make it 60. Alright, and you guys can fix that later as you see fit. Okay, now that we've done that for our main component, it just applied itself to all the main component. Now we just have to go around and just apply it to almost everything else. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to do this. So let's go ahead and do into these center extensions, and we're just going to go to the left. Here's the box. Let's click on that. Assuming you guys followed my folders how I did it, you guys should have the same exact look. If yours is different, take your time and just go one by one to make sure you get what you want. Okay, let's go here, and I want to apply this one. Okay, boom. Just like that, it's applied. Same thing, we're going to take this down to about 60, and we're going to take the environment multiplier about 70. What I also want to do that I forgot to do is put some bump into this. So let's go ahead and go back to the front component, and we're just going to click this one, normal bump. That was the first one. So when you click on this, watch what happens. Boom, just like that. it's an illusion. Okay, that's all it is. It's an illusion, but it gives depth into your material, and it makes things look more real, but it's nothing but an illusion. Okay, very cool. All right, and you can control how much you want on it, but I think 100% actually looks pretty good right now, so I'm gonna keep it like that. Usually you don't ever go that high, but your material will all be the difference between you going high on it or not. So let's go back here and let's set this up to this, and boom, just like that. We just have so much more realism going on here. And you know, this is what I want to show you. It's just an illusion, because when you go here, if it was real, you know, you would see this pop out, right? But it's not, so it's just nothing but an illusion. Okay, that's all it is, guys, just an illusion. And I can already tell that there's just too much glossiness still, so I'm gonna go 40. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing for my main component. 60 is just too much gloss. There you go, so much better. For me it is, for my eyes it is. Okay, for you get to decide. You do what you want. All right, so we're done with that. Now let's go and move down to the ship bay. The ship bay is right there. Okay, so I'm going to be using this one for the ship bay. There it is, and you can't see it, but it's okay. All right, we're making these 70 again. Let's bring the bump. Boom, just like that. I'll keep it at 100 because I think it looks pretty good at 100. All right, now let's go in and go to the center. Not the center, so will it be in the front components? No, rear. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's this section here. Okay, now do you see the importance of putting things in folders? Even in folders you might have a hard time still finding things, but just think about if it wasn't in folders, I'd be looking for it for the next 25 minutes and might not even find it. I want to put this in there, so let's double click on that. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's take this down to 40. Let's take this to about 70. Let's put a bump in there, and here is the bump for that. Boom, just like that. Give it a bit of realism. Now it's the colors are different, right? And now you're going, wait, that's not gonna work. But here's the trick to do this. So go back here, and once you click on your diffuse, these are all controllers that Element 3D has for you to do what you need to do to match the colors. So we're gonna match the colors right now. Let's take this down to about right there. Look at that, we just matched the colors. Okay, and it's too dark, so let's undo that. Much better. Okay, now you might be asking yourself, okay, why is this sharp and what is this not sharp? Because the box is stretched, and because the box is stretched, the picture has to stretch. If you don't want to see this, you make this box into two boxes. Okay, so it's one box here and one box here, and then your material is much sharper. Okay, but for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just gonna be like that. But you guys can change it as you see fit. Okay, so let me see, sharpness versus non-sharpness. I can see I could drive anybody crazy. Okay, so for the sake of making this right, let's just do with that really quick. What if we made this half? All right, it still will look not sharp because it's stretched out that way. So forget about it. I'm just gonna keep it as is. And then what you can do is you can always go back in Element 3D and then unsharp it yourselves. Okay, it's doable in there, and I'll show you guys how to do that too. All right, make sure the colors match as best as possible. Yeah, that'll be okay. All right, let's move on to the back one now. engines. Is it here? Yep, it is there. So we're gonna use that, but instead I want this to be over here. So all you have to do is just flip it over. See, just like that. And then you can put it there. I'm gonna put it right here, just like that. Okay, same thing. Let's fix that. 40 here, 70 there. Done. All right, let's put a bump in there. And let's go and fix it. There you go. Let's crank up the bump just for fun. All right, I'm gonna crank this up to about 250. And I'm gonna go back to the other one that we worked on earlier. I'm gonna do the same thing too. Let's bump that to 250. Okay. Okay, let's close this up. Okay, here we go. We have this now so far. Okay, it's not bad, not bad. Okay, let's do a gribbles really quick. I'm just picking folders here, guys. You can just pick any one you want because once it applies to one, it applies to all of them. So for gribbles, let's see what this would look like. So it's this one here. So let's just focus to it. There. Stop worrying about it. So I can see that it's quite stretched. Let's try a different one. They're all gonna be stretched, but we just have to find the one that will look the best. That one will look actually pretty good. What about this? No, this will look just weird. What about this one? Actually, this one will look pretty good too, but I'm gonna go with this one instead because I like all these little structures here. Okay, let's put a bump there. There we go. Okay, and cylinder. Let's see which one will look the best. Oh, that looks pretty cool too. I like that yellow line going through it. What about these? Nope, that just looks weird. What about that? Well, that's not bad, but what about this? No, that's just, yeah. I'm gonna put that yellow line in there, but stick that down so it matches too. And it can be darker, it's okay, because it'll distinct itself from the rest of the ship. And because this is smaller, you know what? Let's actually do 250 still. There you go. Oh, see, it's giving you that crazy look right now. So instead, I'm gonna do 150. There you go. And the sharper your pictures are, the better it's gonna look. And so the reason why when I enlarged it to 4K, I didn't mess with the sharpness is because I want to be in full control of the sharpness myself. And you can do that in Element 3D too. And isn't that cool? Once again, once it's applied to one, it's applied to all of them, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay. All right, so let's move on to our other gribble here. Okay. Gribble 2. Which one is it? So these are all the same. So it looks like these are okay now. So we're gonna do ship bay gribble. Is that, nope, they're taken care of. That's fantastic. So let's do the new one that we just created. Yeah, that's the one right there. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom into it because I just want to see what it's gonna look like. That's the cylinder. They're all cylinders, so the only thing that's not gonna well, we'll see how it goes. So it's not bad. I like the yellow one better because there's yellow right there, so that's gonna work perfectly. Let's darken it up a little bit. Let's put the bump in there. Because they're smaller, we're gonna keep that at 150. Okay, not 410, but 150. Okay, and these are the ones that we duplicated, and let's see which one will look best on that. That still look pretty cool, so I'm gonna keep that. Darken it up. Put the bump in there. Make that 150. There you go. And remember guys, it's already applied to all the other ones everywhere too. So we just saved a whole bunch of time. Alright, cool. Alright, so what else do we have to do? Side gribbles, right? Alright, let's work on that. Okay, so I believe that was gribble 2. Yep. Let's zoom in. Let's go here. Let's see which one's gonna look the best. Looks weird. No. It's not bad. Totally is not the right one. Okay, so I think we should just follow the component and just put that there so it matches as best as possible. Alright, once we're done with that, let's go ahead and put some bump into this. Keep it at 100, but I'm gonna take this down to 40. I'm gonna take this down to 70. There we go. Alright, let's close that up. Okay. Alright, now let's go ahead and just take care of these weapons first. So our turret, pick the first one, not the body, that's taken care of. The barrel. Alright, let's zoom in so we see what we're doing. Let's zoom back out so we can see everything. I think for the barrel we should just try everything. No, that looks weird. How about, yeah. Just follow the component on that one. Just put the bump in it. There you go. And guys, once again, you guys can do what you want, okay? You can do exactly what you want. For me, this is what looks good for me. Okay, for this right here, I think the yellow patch will look cool, but let's try it. Yep, and I was right. That looks pretty dope. Okay, let's match the colors. Let's put some bump into this. Alright, we'll keep that at 150. There you go. Stick that down to 40. 70. Okay, now let's... oh yeah, we gotta take care of the bottom part too. So, bottom part. Let's see which one is best. Maybe just the regular one. Or let's try this. No, that's just... what about that? No, that's totally not right. What about this? That's okay, but I'm gonna stick with the regular one. Okay, let's put the bump in there. Keep it at 100. Let's fix this. 40. Move this to 70. Enter. Boom, boom, boom. So cool. Alright, let's move on to the missile launcher. So let's click this. Boom. Alright, it's not up there really. It's, oh no, it's down here. That's what it's supposed to be. Okay. Alright, so that's already been taken care of. So we're just gonna take care of the bottom piece. We're just gonna follow the ship's look. Just like that. Let's put a bump in there too. Alright, keep that as is. Let's put this at not 70 but 40. Let's move this to 70. Okay, the tubes on the inside, barrels. Let's see if that yellow stripe will look cool. Yeah, I kind of like the yellow stripe going right through this right there. Smash the colors. Let's put some bump in there. There we go. Because it's so small, we'll say 150, 40, 70. Okay, takes care of that. The big gun. Let's focus to the big gun. There it is. So we just need a few things to fix. All right, no worries. Barrel, box. Let's see if the yellow thing. No, I don't like that. If it was like crossing over, I think that looked cool, but no. What about this one? Nope. That one, absolutely not. Let's just keep it as is. Let's put the bump in there. There we go. $40, $70. Okay. Bottom part is being taken care of. Has it? No. I'm just gonna follow the body. There you go. Normal bump. We'll just use that. Actually, keep it as is. That's what I need to change to 40. Let's change that to 70. There we go. Okay, this piece here is right here. So let's go ahead and try these. Actually, I think that's gonna look pretty cool. Just that little piece. Yep, see, that looks cool right there. Okay, let's put some bump there. Let's go 40 here. Let's go 70 here. Okay, actually it's different, so we're gonna go 150. There you go. And see, I mean, it's so stretched out here, you know, and that's when you're gonna start finding problems, and you're gonna be like, ah, man, this doesn't look how I want it to look anymore because it's so stretched out. So we are gonna fix it, okay? But let's go and fix that first. Let's go back to the missile launcher body there, and we're just going to follow the regular body of the ship. Let's put a bump there. Sorry guys if I'm going really fast in the next section, okay? I just want to get this completed. You guys can fast forward or, you know, or rewind as you see fit. It's a video on demand, so that's okay. Okay, let's go and take care of these rear engines here first. Where are my engines? Here's my folder for the engines, and once we take care of one, it's gonna cover all of them. Let's see how that would look. Wouldn't that look cool? Actually, yeah, I think it looked kind of cool. Alright, but we do have to match the colors, so let's take it down to that right there. Let's put a bump, and it's pretty big, so I'm gonna go 250 on it. Oh my goodness, it just looks horrible. So how about we stick it to 150? Yeah, even that might still look horrible. But let's fix that first and see what this fixed it will look like. Alright, looks better. Keep it like that, and if we need to fix it, we'll fix it as we see fit, okay? Only when you shine light on it is when you'll know for a fact if you've put too much or not. But for now, that looks okay for now. If I'm gonna use this for a scene, I probably would, you know, change it, of course, because the light will reflect on it very, very differently. Okay, that's our light source. That's our tube. What should we use for a tube? Let's see. Would this look good too? man, this looks cool. 200. All right, just saved me a whole bunch of time. Yeah, I love that. Let's fix that right now. 40, 70. Let's put a bump. I'm gonna keep a bump at 150. There we go. Takes care of that. Just go ahead and take care of the outside pieces here, and that's the left. And we're gonna use the same thing here for the back. Or maybe we should use this. How about that? Yeah, I think that looks better. Give it a different look. Keep this at 100. Let's go here. Put that at 40. Put this at 70. There we go. That takes care of our rear. And let's go and work on our control tower. There it is. Let's just zoom in, and maybe just following the ship will be the best bet on this. Yeah, following the ship is just looks so much cooler. All right, there we go. Let's fix that. 40. Let's put this to 70. There we go. That looks pretty dope. Oh, I thought I fixed this, but I didn't. Weird. Okay, let's go back to the big gun. Body. Oh, that's the front part. Is it here? Nope. Is it here? That's interesting. Okay. So this is okay. I'm glad I'm recording this because even with my well organized folders, I obviously misplaced this piece here. So let's find it. It's not in the main, it's not any of these. It's not this either. So I know it's not here. It's not in the big gun. Is it in any of these? Nope. Is it in the turret? Body? No, that's the main components. Number 1. Nope, it's not here either. So what I can do is delete the big gun. Ah, so you see, it is in the big gun. So I'm just gonna delete these one by one just to make sure. Okay, so that's the barrel. Let's go in the body. Taking these out, I'm gonna, aha, there it is. It's in this one here. I misplaced it in that one right there. So I'm gonna open it right now so I know where it is. There you go, guys. I love making mistakes so that you guys can see them. So you guys know for a fact that you're gonna make a whole bunch of mistakes while you're building this. So don't freak out. Instead, fix it. Move on. Just like we did right now. You may have spent the last 5 minutes figuring it out, but there it is. It's fixed. And we are moving on. Alright, I did say I was gonna close this too, so let's go back to ship bay. Let's open it up and we're gonna bring this here. We're gonna bring this forward. Let's go like this. ask me when I'm done and you'll see a few minutes. Let's go to your presets, go to your physical, and you can click on any of these really, but we're gonna do glass. Then we're gonna go in here, we're gonna give it a glow. So you're gonna crank this up to about 150, and you're gonna give it a red glow. And what you also want to do now is scroll down and make this screen, or keep it normal, but then there you go, keep it to 10%. We just created a protective screen so that the ships are protected when they're in there. So obviously we need to make it bigger. That's no problem. Just like that. Cool, right? Yep, I think so. Oh, wait. Uncool. Way too big. Let's fix that right now. Yet again, another mistake I made for you guys to see. Love it. Okay, is it closed on the other side? Yeah. Is it gonna pop up there? No. Okay, so let's make sure everything has materials on it, and it does. Looks exactly how we want it to look. Let's click OK. It's gonna take a few seconds here to load up all the materials. And remember guys, we are adding so much to this that it will definitely take some time to load up. There it is. And as you can tell, as soon as we loaded things up, right, our glow here is much brighter. So two ways you can do this. First, save. Go back to your scene, go to your control tower, go to lights, and go all the way back down here, and let's give this just 0.2. Okay, click OK, and there it is, looking much better. All right, this is our ship completed. Let's scroll. This is pretty bright here, so I'm gonna fix this right now. Let's close this up. Let's go to our ship bay. We'll go down to glass. We'll make that 0.3. Click enter. That's better. Click save. All right guys, look at that. So we created this whole entire ship from scratch in Element 3D and imported back into After Effects. And what we did is put meshes on top of meshes on top of meshes, and now we added some materials on it to give it its look, and this is the end result. If you don't think this is cool, I don't know what to say, because I think this is so cool that you can actually do all of this in Video Copilot's Element 3D and Adobe After Effects while you are learning to use a 3D application. All of this can be done right in here, and if you ask me, that looks pretty cool. So remember when I told you guys that through the light, when the light hits your materials, that's when you'll see if it's too much or not. I think it's pretty good, you know, but if you get here and you see this, you might say, you know, that's too much, and then you can go back and you can fix it. You can make it look how you want it to look, okay? But other than that, this is pretty awesome, okay? So let's quickly do some zoom in. We have our missiles, we have a big gun, we have our turrets, we have some in the bottom too, we have our gribbles, we have a ship bay. Let's zoom out. We have some gribbles here, engines back there, We added these here to make it look more fierce and cooler. The only thing that we haven't added more onto the ship is windows, but I'm just going to let you guys add that in yourselves, okay? Because or else it's just gonna take some time that we don't have. And we have our shadows, which makes things really cool. You know, if you want the shadows to be higher, just go up to your light here and just move your light. That's pretty much all you have to do. You know, if you want things to have more shadows or not, you can just move your light higher or lower. See, just like that. Okay, so let's move it like this so it looks cooler. Okay. Oh, well, not this whole thing here. And some of the problems that I have found is sometimes the shadow doesn't hit it properly. And see, now you have this openness, right? So the shadow is not seeing this. And so that's something that you'll have to doodle around with the light to make sure that it hits it properly, or you're gonna have to just reconstruct this right here and just put some new ones into it. But that being said, guys, wow, this is pretty amazing, right? I think it's pretty amazing. I think it looks really cool, and we just created a whole entire warship in Element 3D and Video Copilot, which is Element 3D and After Effects. Of course, that's what I meant to say. Now, if you found this tutorial extremely helpful, you guys know what to do. Like and subscribe. It really helps me make more tutorials like this every Friday for you guys. However, if this tutorial was boring, it was too long, you guys hated it, hey, you know what? You know what to do too. Thumbs down, don't like it, don't subscribe, because if you do subscribe and you do like it, it's because you really find this helpful, okay? That being said, guys, I'm so happy that we were able to finish this, and the next tutorial, part 3, will be all dedicated toward to creating the scenes. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. You've been part of the Zoo PF Visual Effects channel, and I will see you next time. Bye bye now.